Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Let's make a big pot of Italian white bean soup today. I want to show you my ingredients. I have olive oil, fire roasted tomatoes, white beans, spices, Italian sausage, half of a large sweet onion, and a bunch of Swiss chard that I have washed and I'm ready to prepare. I cut the ends off of the washed Swiss chard and I slice it down the center to make strips that I can cut crosswise. This makes nice big chunks to go into my soup. I like using Swiss chard instead of, say, spinach because it stands up to being cooked into a soup. It provides a really nice flavor too. In any good soup, you want complex flavors, not just the broth flavor. And I'm using chicken broth, but you could use vegetable broth, and if you don't want to include meat at all, just add an extra can of white beans and skip the sausage altogether. This is really just the basis for the soup. The Italian flavors come through either way. So I'm going to cut up some onions here, and I really just chop them up so they can go in with the sausage. Now that those are prepared, I put about a tablespoon of olive oil down into my soup pan and add the sausage on top. Now I'm just going to use the bouillon to make chicken broth. Stir that in well into warm water. I start with 4 cups of broth, but by the end, I will be using about 6 cups of chicken broth. I have some great northern beans here. I'm going to drain those, and I have some cannellini beans. You could use either one or both. It comes out great either way. I'm going to brown off the sausage in a little bit of olive oil. And right before it starts to caramelize, I will add in the onions. I'll spread those around a little bit on top and let them start to steam while the sausage finishes caramelizing. So now we're going to add some basil, 1 to 2 teaspoons, 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt, same amount for the onion powder, about 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a couple of bay leaves. Those cook in with the soup and they definitely add a great flavor to the broth. I just find them and remove them right before I serve the soup. Before I started putting this soup together today, I decided to bake some of my homemade flaxseed bread, and that's just coming out of the oven as I assemble the soup. So if you missed my flaxseed bread video, it's on my channel and I'll put a link in the description. Add your drained and rinsed white beans to the pot. And let them sizzle together for a minute or two before you add the greens. Put them right in on top, and it'll look like a lot at first, but they will cook down. Add both cans of diced fire roasted tomatoes in on top of the chard. And then I start with my 4 cups of chicken broth. Once this cooks down a little bit, I will add 2 more cups of chicken broth. Once it starts to boil on medium-high heat, turn the heat down to low, and then you're going to want to cover it over and let it cook for a good 15 to 20 minutes to let the flavors develop in the pot. I like to serve it in big bowls with a nice slice of the flaxseed bread with a little butter or margarine on it. It's wonderful that way. It's almost as if this soup and this bread were made to go together. It makes for a really nice meal. By the time I'm slicing the bread, I don't have to call anyone to dinner. They just appear in the kitchen. And that's my recipe for Italian white bean soup. Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.